Hello, peace and blessings to all of the ladies here in the Spiritual Love Circle. What an amazing month this has been so far. I'm really excited to see the group is growing and just being able to do more, and really hearing from you all also is helping a lot. So if you haven't, check out in the announcements, there's a link to I think it's called Notes on Love or Love Notes, where you can share your thoughts and what it is that you really need and want when it comes to love and relationships, and just helps me to really get to know you better and know how to serve and how I can really transform this group into a space that is really changing lives, touching hearts and minds. Today I want to share 5 ways that you can stay motivated when it comes to love. And so I made some notes, so if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes. But the first way is to really love yourself. And when I say love yourself, I mean really like romancing yourself, loving yourself. If you like flowers, buy yourself flowers, take yourself out on dates. Of course, self-love as well. But it's very important that you're loving yourself, that you're really filling yourself with love, whether it's affirmations through the music that you're listening to, taking care of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, filling yourself up with love from every place imaginable. And even with music, it's always really important, especially if your heart is in a delicate place, because a lot of music can either be like negative or saddening, as dope as some of it sounds. But that doesn't help. Like, it doesn't help listening to sad love songs if you're already feeling down and out. It might feel comforting, but it's kind of keeping you stuck. So making sure that the music and the other things that you're consuming are loving in nature as well is one way that you can really stay motivated for love, right? You want to see it around you, have it around you, and just recognize it in the smallest of ways. So be sure that you're doing that as often as possible. The second tip I have is to spend more time with people that you love. Spend more time with your friends, with your family. If you are an introvert or just kind of maybe not in such a good space, it can be very easy to reclude, right? And just kind of stay to yourself and not get out there and feel alone. And oftentimes, like, we might feel alone, but we have people in our lives that love us. And so one of the things that I'm doing, because one of my goals is to really nurture the relationships in my life and create new ones, is really sitting down and mapping out my circle. Like, who are the people that are connected to me? Who are the ones that, I truly need to spend more time with, and so on and so forth. So of course that'll include my family members, but it will also include my friends. Like, I've made some really amazing friends, on Facebook and Instagram. Some of them live near me, others don't, but just being intentional about having conversations and meeting people. So some of this will be like making trips to go travel and hug some of these amazing people that I have met. So it's important that we surround ourselves with good people who are loving, who are supportive, and just really, it helps us not only just to be social and to feel, but it helps us to feel connected to other people, which is super important. Love is like one of our basic human needs. Like, we have to be connected to people, and often we can feel that we're connected because we're on Facebook or Instagram, but we still need to take those connections back to the real world to truly connect with people heart to heart. Not saying that you can't connect genuinely through social media or technology, but the vibe is different when you can like really sit and meet with people face to face in real life. So make sure you're spending as much time as you can with people, because that's so important. And if you don't necessarily have a group of friends, Meetup is a really great space to connect with people. I'm considering starting back doing like the spiritual love circle events that I was doing before, and just having people come over, or we go out and have lunch and things like that. So who do you need to call? Who do you need to connect with? Who can you set like a lunch or coffee date with, just to reconnect, to be around people, because that's going to help you to feel good about yourself, I know when I go visit my family, like I don't really get to spend that much time with them, but when I do get to go and visit, it's like, oh, like, yes, like I'm with my people. And it helps you to solidify who you are when you get to be around, especially your family, when you, no matter how kooky, crazy, or whatever they may be, when you get to be around your people, it just does something to your spirit. So make sure that you're spending more time with your family and friends also. And 3, to really stay motivated, allow yourself to go out on dates. If you are single or if you're in a relationship, you still need to go on dates with your partner. So go out on dates. I meet so many women who are like, I want to find love, I want to be in a relationship, but they're not dating. That doesn't work. Now, I know not every dating experience is going to be like amazing and, you know, the fireworks just popping off. But it's important that you get out because, again, that ties into you being social. The more that you get out and connect and you say, okay, he's not it. This was fun, but no. Like, first of all, you get to practice the skills that you're learning. You get to practice upholding your boundaries. You get to go out, you get to have fun, you get to meet new people and have new experiences. And from those experiences, you can take away lessons. And of course, you're going to make new friendships and you will eventually meet someone who you're like, okay, like this might be the move for me. So allow yourself to go out on dates. Be open to meeting different types of men. Try different things. If you always like the muscle bound guy, maybe try the geeky nerd guy. Give yourself some space to play when it comes to dating. And one of the tips that I shared in my Empowered Dating Masterclass was dating does not mean that you're in a relationship either. So be mindful of that. A lot of times we as women, especially because we've been taught, you're a whore if you do this, right? So we have that whore/Madonna complex where we're like, oh, I can't possibly date more than one man because that would make me a whore. That has nothing to do with anything. It is totally okay to go out and date multiple men. You don't have to sleep with them. Dating does not equal sex. Dating does not equal a relationship. Dating is simply going out with someone who you might potentially be interested in to see if there is a connection. And if the first date was good, then you go out on another date to see if you can continue to get to know this person and nurture that connection. Okay, so we have to separate relationship, sex, and dating. Dating is an activity that allows you to meet people. And when we start to look at it like that, that kind of changes things. Men don't have those restrictions that we have placed upon ourselves or society has placed upon ourselves. And it's time that we let that go. Like, it's totally fine to date more than one person. There's no deception in that. If someone asks you, hey, are you seeing other people? I'm dating. Now, if you want to talk about exclusivity, that's a different conversation. But allow yourself to go out on dates. Number 4 is invest in your personal growth. So in order to be better and do better and have better, you need to become better. And it's very important that we invest in so many things: clothes, shoes, cars, houses, interior decor, crystals, earrings, right? We invest in so many things. We get our hair and our nails done, but we aren't always investing in our health, our well-being, our mindset, our spiritual wellness, and those things. And it's very important that you start to see yourself as more than just your physical self, because we will decorate our lives in the most ornate of ways, and that's beautiful and it's totally acceptable. But it's also important that you're unearthing things inside of you that no longer need to be there, things inside of you that hurt you, to start unearthing these pains. And most of us have some sort of issue, some sort of experience that has made us think things are a certain way that might hold us back. We are, afraid to open our hearts. We are afraid to be intimate. We're afraid to be open sexually. There are so many different fears and things that we have, or limiting beliefs that are keeping us stuck from really being in love and really living, first of all, because a lot of us live in the shadows. I know even myself, like I struggle with like posting stuff on my personal Facebook page. I don't know why, I just do. But I know that it's connected to something from my youth. And so that's something that needs to be let go of. And when we start to invest in our growth, in our personal growth and development, that helps you to release those things that are no longer serving you. A lot of us are operating out of childhood wounds. A lot of us are operating out of fearful mindsets because we have not invested in healing or personal growth. That might look like therapy. It might look like working with a coach or a healer or talking to a pastor or some sort of mentor, a life advisor. But investing in your personal growth through courses, books, whatever it is very important so that you can really open up to love and stay motivated for love. Once you start to see the things in yourself that like, okay, like I see why my last relationship didn't work out. You know, I wasn't really communicating the greatest, or I see why that person was closed off from me and, you know, I overgave. When you start to notice and learn those things about yourself, then you can start to do things differently and start to attract different relationships and have different outcomes. And the fifth thing is, I thought I had mine out here, but start a love gratitude journal, a relationship gratitude journal. Don't know what you want to call it whatever you want, but in it, start writing down all the ways that you notice love show up in your life. It could be as something as you go to check out at the grocery store and it's like $10.02 and you're scrambling for change and the cashier's like, oh, don't worry about it. That was a loving gesture. Note that down. Someone holds the door open for you. A loving gesture. Write that down. You know, your child or whomever hugs you and says, I love you. Write that down. You tell yourself you love you. You look in the mirror and you're like, wow, I look very radiant and beautiful today. I feel good about myself. Write that down. Start making a list of all of the ways that love shows up for you, all of the ways that love shows up in your life, and that will help you to not only attract more loving experiences, but it's going to help you stay motivated for love because you're going to start to see you already have it, and that is key. So I hope that you enjoyed these tips, and I would love to know which one really stuck out and resonated with you. I'm going to hop off, but I won't be too far away. I've got a lot of planning and things that I'm going to get done this evening so that I can knock out my projects for the rest of this month. Sending you an abundance of love and bliss for the week ahead. I'll talk with you later. Peace.